I wanted to share with everyone tonight experiences that I've had with angels and throughout my life, and an experience my dad had. Hebrews 1:14. Therefore angels are only servants, spirits sent to care for people who will inherit salvation. My dad's experience started in the 80s, and we're not the type of people to look for things or to listen for things. Things just happen to us, and that's all I can explain to you. My dad was a sick man. He was a diabetic. He had heart problems, and there was many a time in the morning he got up that he didn't feel good. You know, he just, he really didn't want to get out of bed. He was on dialysis the end of his life. And he never knew when he was going to die. In fact, every day he thought he was going to die. Well, I went over there for breakfast with him one day, and he wanted to tell me what happened on a Saturday morning. And he was cutting his front yard. He didn't feel good. He was cutting his front yard on the side next to the street. They lived on the corner. There was a sidewalk, and there was my parents' home. And as he's cutting the yard, he sees this man coming to him. And the man was about 7 feet tall. And he said he was handsome. That's all he could see. He was handsome, and he had light blue eyes. And as he kept watching this man coming towards him, and he's cutting the yard, he noticed the man didn't have any feet. He's walking and didn't have any feet. He wasn't touching the ground. And as this angel man passed him, my dad kind of went through part of his body, and as he went through his body, the angel said, "It's not your time yet." So Dad turned around, cut off the lawnmower, and turned around to look at him, and he was gone. And every time he told the story, it was the same. He never changed it. He cried, and until the day he died, he cried over seeing that angel. I had an experience in my life with a car going south on 35, and I was going north, coming back to Norman, and I had gone to see my mother. And I kept looking at the car, and I didn't know why I was looking at it. And it was a little red Corvette coming down the highway. And above the Corvette was a rainbow, and it had just rained, and everything was watercolor. It was just beautiful on 35. And I kept watching this car, and it started coming toward me. It got on the medium, came all the way down the medium, about a half a mile. Next thing I know, this young man is sitting in front of me with his car, and I'm facing him, and I've got two little girls in the back seat singing Christmas carols. And we look eye to eye, and the car goes like this in front of my car. And it goes over in the right-hand lane down a small hill onto an exit road and stopped. I was still going 75 miles an hour, and he was, of course, going faster. But as he came up to me, the car just kind of slid in front of me, and we looked at each other. Instead of him coming towards me, he went like over to the side of the road and down this embankment. Thank you, Jesus. That was an angel. I had another experience. I must have gone to Arlington over 100 times when my mother was sick and when I worked. So I was on the highway all the time. And this was a summer morning. It was about 9 o'clock. Again, I'm looking at this white truck going south, going north, and I'm going south. And I kept looking at it, and the gentleman in the car, it was a company 2-cab truck, he must have had a heart attack or fell asleep. The truck goes over on the side of the road, comes down the medium. We're still going at the same speed. I can't get over in this lane because there are cars passing me, and I'm in the passing lane. And he hits the medium. When he hits it, going at a fast speed, he hits his car and he flips. And he goes back down and he flips it again, and he must have gone 10 feet up in the air. And he flipped again, and by that time, the back end of his car caught on fire, the gas tank. And I'm still trying to get out of his way. I thought, here he still kept coming to me. and I'm going about 75 miles an hour, and the next thing I know, the car is up this little slope, comes next to my car and stops. He was so close to my car, I could look over in his car to see if I could see him. And it just stopped. And I'm still going 75 miles an hour. I pass him. Thank you, Jesus. I think that was an angel. Stopped him. This is a little thing that, not quite with an angel, and I don't know, but when I was seeing my mother in the hospital, I went home at night because I had my little doggy bear that I had to go home to let out in her house. And I got home one night about 10 o'clock, and Mother was at the hospital, gravely ill. So I turned on the TV set, eating a TV dinner. And the next thing I knew, I wanted to see this program, and I hadn't seen, I've been wanting to see it a long time. And I fell asleep with the dinner in my lap. I woke up 2 hours later, and the TV set was off. And I didn't cut it off. The next morning I got up, the fan was going in her room, the ceiling fan in her bedroom. And I don't like ceiling fans, and I really don't like air conditioning, so I know I didn't turn it on, and if I did, I would have heard a click, and that little button that you click, I would have cut it off. And my mother always told me that she thought there was something in that house besides her, guarding her or watching her. So I don't know if something was trying to tell me something, or a spirit, or an angel, but she always told me I'm not by myself.